Mic check, mic check, mic check. All praises to the Most High. I'm Officer Nehemiah, IUIC Houston. All praise to the Most High. We're going to get it in today with the Daily Bread class. All praises. Name of the class is called Where is My Fear? Where is my fear? A lot of times we come into the truth and, you got that fresh repentance fear, that zeal when you're nervous about making any type of mistake, doing anything wrong. But then throughout the course of being in the truth, a couple years go by, a couple months go by, and you start to lose that fear that you had when you first came into the truth, right? So we're gonna touch on a couple of things dealing with why it's important for us to fear the Lord, why it's necessary, and why we should make sure that we continually to pray and examine ourselves and making sure we fear God in every aspect of our life. We're going to go through some examples. Lord's will be edifying, and we all can learn from it, including myself. We're going to start with Psalms 111, verse 10. Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10. Come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
So if you want wisdom in general, the Lord said the beginning of that, you got to fear me. We have to have a healthy fear of the Most High in all aspects of our life, right? Come on.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
And then you start to apply. The fear is the beginning of the wisdom. Then you start to apply the things that you worried about getting judged for not applying, right? It said, the fear of the Lord, that's the beginning of wisdom, right? Go to Sirach chapter 19. Sirach chapter 19 and verse 18. Sirach chapter 19 and verse 18. Come on.
Sirach chapter 19, verse 18. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him.
If you want to be accepted with the Lord, the very first step is you got to fear him. That's the first step to be accepted with the Lord. That's the first step in gaining wisdom and understanding. You got to fear God, right? You got to fear God. And all of us came into the truth some way, shape, or form because of our fear towards God. We heard the scripture. We heard the law we wasn't applying. Oh, my God, what's going on? Let me fix this. Let me change this. It was some level of fear that brought us into these doors, right? I know my fear was congregating. I was watching like 8 months online. I ain't going to go. I was skipping all the videos that said make haste to congregate. You know what I'm saying? Skipping all those videos. And I was like, dang, I watched the class. I was like, man, I got to go to the school, man. I got to go to the school because I'm scared what the Lord going to do if I continue to neglect congregating. So that's the first step to being accepted with the Lord. Read it again.
The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him. And wisdom obtaineth his love.
And wisdom obtaineth his love. Go to Sirach 19 and jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom. That's why I said in verse 18, and wisdom obtaineth his love. It's still going to the same thing. Read it again.
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom. And in all wisdom is the performance of the law.
And in all wisdom is the performance of the law. Say the same thing as Psalms 111 and 10. Come on.
And the knowledge of his omnipotency.
Right. So the fear of the Lord is the first step of being accepted with him. It's the first step of wisdom. It's what it say? It's all wisdom. We must fear God. We must fear God. And if we came into congregating, came into them doors, at some point or another, it was because some ounce of fear was in us, right? Give me Sirach chapter 1 and verse 13. Sirach chapter 1, verse 13.
Sirach chapter 1, verse 13. Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last.
The Bible said, the Lord said, if you fear me, it's going to go well with you at the last, right? But if you don't fear him, you know what I'm saying, it's going to go wrong for you at the last. We're going to touch on that as we keep going through the class. Come on.
And he shall find favor in the day of his death.
How many of us want to find favor in the day of death? I know I want to find favor. I want to find favor in the day of my death. But it starts with fearing the Lord. Fearing the Lord, fearing his judgments, fearing what he might do to you. You know what I'm saying? Come on, keep reading.
Verse 14. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
It's repetitive. He keeps trying to instill it to us. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Come on.
And it was created with the faithful in the womb.
And it was created with the faithful in the womb. That thing heavy right there. The fear of the Lord was created with the faithful in the room. So the faithful in this truth, they gonna always have a healthy fear of God in all things. It's gonna be a certain level they're not gonna step over. A certain line they're gonna say, nope, that's it. This is going over. This is going against God. The faithful had that instilled into them since the womb. That's why I said Jeremiah 1:5, I knew you from a belly. I formed you, and from forming us, He put His fear into us. Right? Yes, Sirach, chapter 1. Jump down to verse 8, or jump up to verse 8.
Sirach chapter 1 verse 8. There is one wise and greatly to be feared.
There's one wise and greatly to be feared. Come on.
The Lord sitting upon his throne.
The Lord said, I'm greatly to be feared. I'm sitting upon my throne. That's how you know you're a black man. There's one greatly to be feared, me. I'm sitting on my throne. You better fear me, right? Because it's going to go well with you at your last. I gave it to you from birth, from the womb, and now it's on you to perform it in these last days, right? Go to Deuteronomy 10 and verse 17. Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 17. The Lord is greatly to be feared. Why? We're going to go through a couple of examples of why He's greatly to be feared. Deuteronomy 10 and verse 17. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 17. For the Lord your God is God of gods.
So our God supersedes every other false god you may have. He's the God of gods. Come on. And He's the God of us who are the lesser gods. He's the God of gods. Come on.
And Lord of lords.
He's the Lord of lords. Come on.
A great God.
He's a great God.
A mighty.
Mighty.
And a terrible.
And a terrible. God is a terrible God. I know you ain't heard this in your Christian church. God is a terrible God. They say, no, my God is all love. What Bible are you reading? The Bible say I'm mighty, I'm God of all gods, I'm a great God, and I'm terrible. The Lord do not play. That's why it said the beginning of wisdom is fearing God. The first step to being accepted with me is that you fear me. Why? Because I'm a terrible God. The Lord don't play games. Keep reading.
Which regarded not persons, nor taketh reward.
He don't care who you are. He don't care what your rank is. The Lord said, I'm a terrible God. You better fear me. I'm greatly to be feared. I'm sitting on my throne, and I'm looking down and watching everything you do. And guess what? At a certain point, I might get fed up with you. And now my judgment got to come down. Now I got to show you my power, right? Go to Exodus chapter 20, verse 18. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 18. A lot of times we read in the Old Testament, but we forget that the things that the Lord did in the Old Testament, He's still the same God. He never changed. All the judgment that we witness and we read about in the Old Testament, it's the same God that's responsible for the judgments happening today. But you get into the truth, we get a little comfortable, we get a little relaxed, and that fear starts to diminish. And that's when we open the door for sin, right? Exodus 20, verse 18.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 18. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off.
Right, right. Well, Moses gave that. Hey, the Lord showed. He said, I gotta flex on him a little bit. I gotta show you why I'm greatly to be feared. They saw the mount. They saw thunder and lightnings. They saw the mount smoking. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put yourself in a situation. You sitting back. The Lord the Lord show Himself to you like, yo. People were shook. We were shook. You know, if you hear a loud lightning, boom, you gonna jump. I don't care how tough you is. You hear a loud lightning crack right close to you, like, yo, what's going on? They saw that. They saw a inkling of the power of God. And He did it for a reason. Keep reading.
Verse 19. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear.
He said, we don't want to talk to the Most High. Moses, you come and talk to us, right? Come on.
But let not God speak with us, lest we die.
Imagine how that sounded. For you to be so scared to say, hey, you talk to us instead. If we keep hearing this voice, we keep hearing this sounds, we going to die. Just off the noise alone, just off the sound alone. I can imagine how the Lord was what type of sounds happening right there. I think it's probably crazy. To say, hey, no, we don't want to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And the people stood afar off.
Verse 20.
Verse 20, excuse me. And Moses said unto the people, fear not.
And then Moses, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't fear. Come on.
For God is come to prove you.
God came to prove them, just like he's proving us today. Come on.
And that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
The Lord did that just to put his fear into them. Just to put his fear into them. So it will restrict them from sinning, from going against his commandments. That's why I say it's the first step to being accepted with him. The Lord did all that just to say, hey, you know I'm greatly be feared now. So keep all my commandments, as my servant just told you, and we ain't going to have no issues. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to have no problems. Get Sirach 121. He said, I wanted my fear to be before you so you didn't sin. Get Sirach chapter 1, verse 21.
Sirach chapter 1, verse 21. The fear of the Lord driveth away sin.
When you really scared, that's going to drive away your sin. The fear of the Lord it's going to push it away. Right? Come on.
And where it is present, it turneth away wrath.
And when it's present, it's going to turn away God's wrath. Because you fear the Lord, it's going to drive away your sin. I remember when I first came into the truth, I had to work on the Sabbath like 3-4 months straight. I was scared, man. I was nervous, and I work outside. So every day I'm working on the Sabbath, I'm looking up at the sky like I'm sending up prayers mid-shift. Hey, Lord, please don't come back. Lord, please don't. Bro, I was shook. You know what I'm saying? I was fasting every Sabbath I had to work. I was scared. I was like, yo, Lord could come back any day, and it's a wrap for me. That's that fresh repentance fear that I think all of us had just a little bit of taste of when we first came into the truth. You remember when we was reading, monodiglycerides? Let me throw that out. Rice? You was throwing away rice, bro. I almost threw away some rice. I was scared. I was like, hold up. There might be some pork in that thing. You know what I'm saying? It was some pork in that thing. The fear of the Lord going to drive away sins, right? But as I keep saying, as you continue in the truth, you start to lose some of that fear. You get a little complacent. You get a little comfortable. And guess what? You say, I can get away with it. You might not say it verbally, but subconsciously, you like, I can get away with it. The Lord ain't coming back. It's a great thing that we got the understanding. Bishop just broke down the timeline of World War III beautifully. But guess what? That understanding is great, but it can also put a spirit on you where you like, the Lord ain't coming back now. I could continue in my sin. You can't do it. You can't do it. Because the fear of the Lord is supposed to drive away that sin. Right? Go to Numbers 21. This is an example of why we should greatly fear the Lord. Numbers chapter 21 and verse 5.
Numbers chapter 21 and verse 5. And the people spake against God and against Moses. Mm-hmm. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness?
Come on.
For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread.
We was wicked. We was complaining about everything. Come on.
And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died.
I know we always go here to show that for John 3 and 14, as Moses lifted up the serpent on the wilderness, you know what I'm saying? But we often overlook this verse right here. It said the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. They don't even give a number on that. I don't know how much people it was. You can imagine the Lord just sending up a bunch of snakes and it's biting and killing everybody. This is the same God that we serve today. But we kind of overlook that because we trying to get to the point. No, much people of Israel died. The Lord said, oh, you want to keep complaining? I got something for you. Hold these fiery serpents. What is a fiery serpent? What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Fiery serpent, and they bit them and they died. Much people died. For what? Murmuring and complaining against God and Moses. This is the God that we're supposed to be fearing. This is an example of why we should still fear him. Because the same God that executed this judgment is the same God that we serve today. The same God. Go to number 16. Number 16 and verse 1. Numbers chapter 16, verse 1. Come on.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 1. Now Korah, the son of Izar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan, and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men.
Uh-huh.
And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
Korah and them got the little urge to say, you know what? I could be the HIIC. I could be the head Israelite in charge. It ain't just Moses. My fathers were with Moses when he went to talk to Pharaoh. They got 250 famous men. Come on.
Verse 3, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them.
They said, hey, the whole congregation holy. Come on.
And the Lord is among them.
The Lord ain't just dealing with you, Moses and Aaron. He dealing with us all. Come on.
Wherefore, then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord.
These brothers was crazy. These brothers was crazy. To speak against Moses. Didn't we just read in Exodus 20 where they were so scared they said, no, Moses, you talk to him? And now here in Numbers, they saying, no, Moses, we on the same level as you? Bro, we was crazy. We was crazy, right? They didn't have the fear of God. They lost it that quick. That quick they lost it. Jump down to verse, verse 12.
Verse 12.
Verse 11.
Verse 11, for which cause both thou and all thy company are gathered together against the Lord. And what is Aaron, that ye murmur against him?
So Moses and Aaron, they trying to plead with the brothers. They had another chance to recover themselves. Keep reading.
And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the son of Eliab, which said, we will not come up.
They said, we ain't coming up to talk to you, Moses. We ain't talking to you, Aaron. Come on.
Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that floweth with milk and honey?
But I thought they just left Egypt. They just left Egypt. They said, hey, you just brought us out the land that flowed with milk and honey. Come on.
To kill us in the wilderness?
You taking us out the land of milk and honey to kill us here in the wilderness? That's the same spirit that's going to happen when Christ come back. America now is the land of milk and honey. Some of our brothers are going to be like, hey, no, we good. I got my a 3,000 square foot house, my $450,000 house. I got a whole closet full of shoes. This is the land of milk and honey. Some of my people ain't really struggling like that. They got some bread, you know what I'm saying? Things going good. When the Lord say, no, I got something better for you, it's going to be the same spirit that pop up. No fear of God. The Lord just showed all these signs and wonders. He said, I made it darkness so that it could be felt. I don't even know what that means. How can you feel darkness? The Lord just showed all these signs and wonders, and now here come Korah and them, gainsaying against the intercessor that was talking to the Most High directly. Come on.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 13.
Matter of fact, jump down to the point. Jump down to verse 26.
Verse 26. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, for the tents of these wicked men.
Hey, okay. I try to reason with you. Hey, now Moses, hey, everybody get away from these brothers. Come on.
And touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins.
Come on.
So they got up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents.
These brothers is crazy. Yeah, come on, keep reading.
And their wives, and their sons, and their little children.
So the whole household come out now. The Lord, Moses said, okay, I tried to reason with you. I gave you an out, extended the hand. Okay, now here comes the judgment of the Lord. Now the Lord going to show you why you should have been scared to talk against me and against Aaron. Jump down to verse, let me see, 30.
Verse 30. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth, and swallow them up, with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord.
Right. Moses said, hey, if a new thing happen on earth, when they get swallowed up, hey, you going to know the Lord speaking by me. If they die a regular death, hey, the Lord ain't speak by me. You know what I'm saying? But if the earth open up his mouth and swallow them down, then you going to know that these men provoked the Lord. These men didn't have the fear of God. Come on, keep reading.
And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them.
So as he as he was speaking this, the ground collapsed under them. Come on.
And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods.
You see that thing? Lord God, he said, hey, I'm allow the earth to destroy all these men for speaking against, for not having fear towards me. You wasn't fearful to speak against the leader that I anointed and put my spirit on? Okay, I'm gonna show you why you should be fearing me. And guess what? At that point, it was too late. Judgment already was passed. They ain't had to fear the Lord, and the Lord killed them, their wives, their children, everything that belonged to them. This is the same God we serve today. We read it historically, but it's the same God that we serve today. And the Lord gonna do new things. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be new wonders and strange things happening in these last days. More reason for us to fear the Most High God. Jump to Psalm 76 and verse 7. Psalm chapter 76 and verse 7. Watch this.
Psalms chapter 76 and verse 7. Thou, even thou, art to be feared. And who may stand in the sight when once thou art angry?
So who gonna stand in your sight when you angry, Lord? Nobody. Who gonna really stand in the Most High sight when he got that anger towards him? The mercy expired already. He already extended the hand. Who gonna stand in his sight? Nobody. That's why I said in the first part of the verse, thou only, even thou, ought to be feared. Because when you get angry and you set your sight directly on us, it's a wrap. It's nothing we could do at that point. Jump to verse 12.
Verse 12. He shall cut off the spirit of princes. He is terrible to the kings of the earth.
He said, I'm going to cut off the spirit of princes. How you cut somebody's spirit off? What does that even mean? There's some things I don't want the understanding on. You know what I'm saying? Show me how to avoid that. I don't want to know what understanding all that. He said, I'm terrible to the kings of the earth. Deuteronomy 10 said, hey, I'm a terrible God. But we forget that once we come into the truth. I'm going to show y'all. Go to Psalms 119 and verse 120. Psalms 119 and verse 120. We all know this one. Come on.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 120. My flesh trembleth for the fear of thee.
When you first came into truth, your flesh was trembling. Certain breakdowns and things you heard, you like, yo, what's going on? Scared, leaving the Sabbath scared. But then 5 years come out, I heard that in a breakdown already. I heard that understanding already. And I already know the book's going to be open now. You know, when you first had that breakdown, I was like, what? The book's going to be open? You know what I'm saying? You start reflecting on everything you did in your life. Dang, man. You know what I'm saying? Dang. The Lord he gonna mention that too? Yeah, he gonna mention that. But then a couple years go by, okay, the book's gonna be open, all praises. Yeah, that was a good class. No, that's just reinstill the fear in you that you had when you first came in. Our flesh should continually be trembling. When it doesn't tremble, that's when we go to the left or to the right. That's when sin comes in. That's when the judgment come. You know what I'm saying? You get put out, whatever the case may be, because we lost that trembling of our flesh when we hear some of the judgments and things that God done did. Get Jeremiah 2:19. Bishop, is more on that? Come on.
My flesh trembleth for the fear of thee, and I am afraid of thy judgment.
We got to be afraid of the judgments of God. But we get a little bit of understanding. We understand mercy. We understand grace. And it overshadows that fear we're supposed to have towards God's judgments. God going to judge you. You do wrong, he going to judge you. It might not be now. It might be a year from now. In some way, he going to get you. Because the scriptures say, in no wise clearing the guilty. Right? But visiting a sin upon you. So you're going to get something going to happen for that sin. He might forgive you, yeah. But you still got to pay that debt. That's why we should be fearful of the Lord. Get Jeremiah 2:19. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19. I think Bishop Yahushua just brought this out. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19. Come on.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backslidings shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter.
It said it's an evil thing and bitter.
that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that my fear is not in thee.
It said it's evil and bitter thing that my fear ain't in you. It's an evil and bitter thing that the fear of the Lord ain't in you. Because he said, hey, your own wickedness is going to correct you. You know what I'm saying? As the wickedness of man do, he shall be repaid to him. He said, your own wickedness is going to correct you. Your backside is going to reprove you. It's evil that you don't fear me. And we read these scriptures. We read them on the streets. We read them to our unbelieving family members. But when we read it, we never insert ourselves in there. We got to start inserting ourselves in there. Do you really fear God? Or are you operating in the spirit of an evil and bitter thing that the Lord going to have to show you that you don't really fear him? Get Malachi chapter 1. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 6. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 6. They got that definition? I'm going to pull it after this. Come on, read that.
Malachi chapter 1 verse 6. A son honoreth his father.
So a son honors his father. You're supposed to honor your father, right? Come on.
And a servant his master.
And not honor your father on no Father's Day. Today Father's Day, right? Not on no Father's Day. I think today is Father's Day. That's pagan idolatry. You ain't supposed to be doing that. The bishop just brought it out. It stemmed from Tammuz. They go all the way back to that. And they just repackage it. And now they say, today, you know what? Buy your father a watch. Buy your father some cologne. Take him to Luby's. Take him to Applebee's. No. You're supposed to honor your father every single day. The Lord said, hey, a son honoreth his father. Come on.
A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father.
You go on the streets, you ask everybody, hey, bro, what's your nationality? I'm a child of God. Okay. Everybody say that. Well, which one? Hey, I'm a child of God. God say, if I be your father, come on.
Where is my honor?
He said, how you showing me honor? Come on.
And if I be a master, where is my fear?
He said, if I'm your master, where is my fear? Where is my fear? Why the Lord got to ask us this? Because sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget. And that level of fear diminishes, sin increases. And now the Lord got to show you who he really is. Show you why you should be greatly, why your flesh should be trembling. He said, if I'm your master, where my fear at? We're going to get into it. Pull up that definition. You see that? Yeah, read that.
The definition of fear, noun, an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat.
Fear is an unpleasant emotion that you believe something or someone is dangerous and going to cause pain or is a threat to you, right? That's the definition of fear. That's the Lord saying, hey, where's my fear at? You're not scared that I'm going to do something dangerous to you? You don't think I'm a threat to you? You know what I'm saying? Why the Lord got to say that? Because we forget it. Get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. It's more on that? Yeah. My fault. Pull it up. Come on.
Similar word. Terror.
Come on.
Fright.
Now read the next one.
A feeling of anxiety concerning the outcome of something or the safety and well-being of someone.
A feeling of anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know what the Lord gonna do to me. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to have that in our spirit. That will drive away your sin. But sometimes brothers don't want to drive away the sin. They wanted to ride shotgun with you. Your son running shotgun. You supposed to be driving it away. You supposed to strap it up. You know what I'm saying? Open the door, put a rock on the gas, and throw that thing off a bridge. You supposed to drive it away. You know what I'm saying? But some of us, nah. Hey, what's going on, bro? You hop in, the sin right there. What's good, B? I ain't see you in a minute. You all right? You know what I'm saying? It ain't supposed to be like that. You supposed to have an anxiety of, man, I just did this small little thing, man. Man, I got to fast. I got to fast today. I messed up. You know what I'm saying? I had an evil thought. You know what I'm saying? I had a wicked thought. I had lust. We supposed to be operating like that. Nowadays, brothers don't think like that. They eyes wander and they just say, well, I didn't do nothing with her. But the Lord said, you committed adultery, just the thought already. But we lose that fear. I'm telling you. Read the next one.
This is the verb definition.
Just read a mixed feeling.
A mixed feeling or dread and reverence.
A mixed feeling of dread and reverence. You dreading what might happen to you, but you reverencing the Most High and his power. We supposed to have that in our spirit every single day. But when we don't have it, the Lord got to say, yo, where my fear at? Oh, you don't fear me? I'm going to make you fear me. And that's a scary, scary thing. Is more on that? Let me see. Yeah, read that too.
This is the verb definition of fear. Be afraid of someone or something as likely to be dangerous, painful, or threatening.
Nah, y'all get the point. We supposed to have this in our spirit, right? Give me Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. But a lot of times we don't. That's why we continue to commit wickedness, secret sins, and then we wonder why we get exposed or a major judgment happen. Because the Lord been letting you slide here. He been letting you slide here. Mercy here, mercy here, mercy here. Okay, he got a pattern of this. I got to reinstill my fear into him. And that's when you get jacked up. Come on. 8 and 11. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
How many times we pull this on the street against somebody? You know what I'm saying? But how many times we insert ourselves in here first? Because sentence against the evil work ain't executed speedily, our heart is fully set to do evil. Because we don't have that natural dread and reverence of God, we continue to go on and sin. And then it starts to snowball, and it gets bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? One little sin here, one little lie here. Now you're stealing here. Now you're being deceitful. Now you murmuring. It just snowballs. Because we ain't checked that first one initially. We didn't have that healthy fear. The Lord is talking to us right here. Because I don't execute judgment speedily on you, even though you in the truth. You continue to go on the cycle of sin, not fearing me, not reverencing me, and then eventually, boom, a major judgment happened. And you be looking like, yo, why the Lord, what happened to this brother? Meanwhile, you ain't know he was just sinning, no repentance. So the Lord said, now I got to show you that you off, and I got to show you that you better start fearing me, or I'm going to take your spirit from you. That's a scary thing. Get Sirach 5 and 4. Sirach chapter 5, verse 4. Come on.
Sirach chapter 5, verse 4. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me?
We said this talking to us first. It's talking to us first. We easy to pull this on people who don't understand. People on the street want to keep smoking weed or whatever, keep smoking cigarettes. But we don't often examine ourselves with this. Say not I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me? Come on.
For the Lord is long-suffering. He will in no wise let thee go.
He said, I ain't going to let you go. You going to pay your debt for the act that you committed. Come on.
Concerning propitiation.
Yeah, okay. Come on. Propitiation. Come on.
Be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
Don't be without fear to add sin unto sin. You piling it up. One sin after another. You did one sin, you know what? I'm going to fast. All right, I'm good. Next Sabbath, you do another sin. Another sin. Another sin. Eventually, that becomes your pattern. That becomes who you are. It starts to take over you. Instead of having that fear guide you and take over you and prohibit you from doing certain things, that sin allows you to keep doing the wrong things because you say, hey, ain't nothing happened to me yet. And that starts in the truth, not just outside of the truth. In the truth, we got brothers and sisters that think like that. And you got to examine if you think like that. Keep reading.
Verse 6, and say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitudes of my sins.
Right. Once we understand mercy and grace, as I said, it's kind of bittersweet because we understand, hey, through the Lord's sacrifice, we're able to repent from anything. We got time to get ourselves right. But then we remember that we got time to get ourselves right. And we like, hey, the Lord ain't coming back. This got to happen in the prophecy. This got to happen. This got to happen. I'll repent next week. I'll fast next Sabbath. What about fasting right now? I'm talking about for the small things. Forget the big things, right? How about the small things? You know what I'm saying? You eat something with some pork in it. When you first came in the truth, you was giving up the ghost. Now you like, dang, I ain't know. What? That's still sin, brother. That's still sin, sister. You better repent from that thing. It's not small. Once you get to the mindset that a certain sin is small, then all of them become small. Not knowing that you adding sin unto sin. Keep reading.
And say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation rested upon sinners.
He said, I ain't just merciful. I got some wrath in me too. Then I send them fiery serpents to kill. Then I let the earth swallow up a whole, you know what I'm saying? He said, it's not just mercy, it's wrath too. I'm a mighty God, and I'm a terrible God. 2 Maccabees 4:17. 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 17. Come on.
2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 17. For it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of God.
It ain't a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of God, no matter what law it may be. Because in Matthew 5, it said, if you break one of these least commandments, you ain't getting in. So it ain't a light thing that you commit a sin. You're like, oh, well, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I lied, but it's all good. Nobody know I lied. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a light thing. You still going against the laws of God. You still showing that you don't fear God. No sin is a light thing. Because each sin could be that sin that keep you out the kingdom. We don't know what measure of grace we got. The Lord might be like, all right, that was the one. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Give me my spirit back. Now you out in the world bugged out. Keep reading.
But the time following shall declare these things.
But the time following going to declare these things. Give me Revelation 12. Revelation chapter 12, verse 14. One way I see brothers and certain sisters, it go for all of us. I see that they don't fear God is when it comes to their place of employment. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to your job. I see certain brothers fear Esau and losing their job more than they fear the Lord. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Revelation 12, 14.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle.
That woman is talking about Israel. That's Jeremiah 6 and 2. 2 wings of a great eagle. Great escape, come on.
That she might fly into the wilderness.
The wilderness is talking about Africa.
Into her place.
Into her place is talking about America.
Where she is nourished.
Where she is what?
Nourished.
Nourished.
For a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent.
Right. That part I wanted. She is nourished for a time and half a time. We got so comfortable being nourished by our oppressors that it supersedes the fear we should have and reverence we should have for the Lord. I'm telling you, some brothers and sisters put their job over the Lord. They fear losing their job more than they fear serving God. That's why you see some people, hey, 4 o'clock, hey, man, shalom, Jew. Where you going, bro? I got to go to work. Dang, bro. Next Sabbath, hey, 3 o'clock, hey, I got to get ready. I got to get up and go to work. Okay. Next Sabbath, hey, I got to leave at 1 o'clock. And then eventually I can't make it, captivity. But are you exhausting every measure to get out of that working on Sabbath? Or is it after a while it just becomes a routine? You comfortable posting that now. You got it on a reminder. Post can't make it, captivity every Saturday at 10 a.m. It hasn't become, you know what I'm saying, your norm, you know what I mean? Or are you exhausting every measure to get out of that? Some people don't. You know what I'm saying? They get comfortable doing that. They get comfortable being nerds. They so scared of losing their job, but it overlooks the fact that Christ said in Matthew 6, I'm going to give you everything else. Just seek the kingdom first. I'm going to add you food, clothing, shelter. You scared, because you get paid 45 an hour? You scared to lose that thing, huh? You don't want to downgrade, right? And that overshadows the fear you should have. The Lord said, reverence my sanctuaries. We should be on we should be here on a new moon. Some of y'all work every new moon and don't make no effort to get it off. Every new moon. Ain't that still a law we supposed to keep? Yeah, but what happened? You don't fear God no more. That fear, you done lost it. Give me Amos 8 and 5. Amos chapter 8, verse 5. New moon be empty up in here. You know what I'm saying? Sabbath day, same brother, say missing in action. Where they at? And to the point, it gets to the point where we don't even ask where you at no more. We just know you ain't gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? it'd be like midnight. We about to leave. Hey, what's such and such at? Oh, I don't know. He post? Nah, he ain't post. He probably working. You know what I'm saying? We become normalized to it because you ain't exhausting every measure to get it off. And I guarantee if you exhaust every measure to get the high holy days off, the Lord will make a way for you. He will make a way for you. That's a guarantee. Get Amos 8 and 5.
Amos chapter 8, verse 5, saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat?
And eventually, that fear towards not being nourished by the serpent, it turns into a necessity. You know what I'm saying? It turns into a necessity that you feel like you got to do this in order to receive that. I got to leave early. I can't make it. It is what it is. You don't even, I'm saying, like, for the simplest things, you missing new moons, you missing Sabbaths, you ain't coming to the escape the holiday classes or nothing. Just MIA. Come on.
Saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat?
Eventually, it becomes a burden. When you don't fear God, the truth starts to slowly become a burden. It starts becoming a burden. Now you're like, dang, I got to get up early to come to the school again. I got to iron my shirt. I got to get these kids ready. Here we go again. What you say? Right. I got to be a leader. Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, it starts to become a burden when you don't have that fear towards God, when you exhaust every opportunity to make sure you're applying what he said. I'm telling you. Hey, jump to, what I want. Psalms 15:16. No. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 16. Come on.
Proverbs chapter 15, verse 16. Better is little with the fear of the Lord.
Better is a little bit with the fear of God. Come on.
Than great treasure and trouble therewith.
You might have to make a job change to make sure you keep the Sabbath day. Make sure you keep it. Some brothers never show up to Passover. I'm like, yo, you never read Deuteronomy 16:16? You coming to the tabernacles for one day. I kept the opening. Well, where you keep the closing? I had a tent up in the backyard. Yeah, me and my family, we had a good time. Okay. Bible say better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith. You don't even understand you in trouble because that fear is not there, it's not prevalent. So that sin becomes a norm. Oh, you know what? Christ understands my situation. Christ, you start turning to a Christian. Christ knows my heart. He know I want to keep the Sabbath. I just can't because of my captivity. Okay, you working on the Sabbath. Okay, understandable, right? But it's been 5 years, brother. It's been 10 years, sister. Like, you still working on the Sabbath? You still can't keep Passover? You still got to come. You ain't even keeping it open in the Passover. You coming in the middle of the week, showing your face. Hey, Most High Christ blood. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you ate the lamb and the bitter herb? Yeah, I did that at the house. Okay. Okay. Hey, get Hebrews 12:16. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. But if this you just examine yourself and fix it, you know what I'm saying? That's why we got the grace and mercy. You know what I'm saying? We just can't abuse the grace and mercy, even in the truth. Come on.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat.
For what?
One morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Some brothers do the same thing in the truth. You sell your birthright for one morsel of meat. That one job that you can't seem to pivot off of. You never even submitted a work letter, nothing. You ain't going and ask. You just I can't get off, bro. I can't get off. Dang. Because you scared of what? Not having some money to pay some bills? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to fear God and he'll take care of everything else. Even if you got to downgrade. Because it said, better is little with the fear of the Lord than much in trouble therewith. You don't even know that you're troubling your own spirit. Not even your spirit, you're troubling your whole household spirit. It's a domino effect. Just like Korah and them, they wound up troubling their whole household because they had a fear of God. It's the same thing in the truth. It's the same thing with your job. We got to make provisions to keep God's commandments, not provisions to be satisfied with the cares of this world. Lord said, hey, I'm going to give you food, clothing, and shelter. That's all you need. Everything else is an add-on. Just fear me and keep my commandments. But America put you into a sleep. Just like that's why I said, you going to bring us out the land of milk and honey? It'll put you into a sleep, into a coma. And you start thinking, this is it. This ain't it, brothers and sisters. We got something far greater than this. But in order to attain it, we must fear God. Get Romans 6 and verse 12. Romans chapter 6 and verse 12. Come on.
Romans chapter 6, verse 12. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal bodies, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof.
Right. And then it gets to the point where you start to fear not giving into your lust more than you fear God. You fear not giving into that lust more than you do fearing God. It's a crazy thing because now sin is reigning over you. It's raining on you and you obeying it. You obeying that lust, that secret sin that you're doing. And guess what? The Lord gonna have to expose you because he said, you don't fear me. You fear that sin. You fear what that lust is going to tell you to do. It said, obey it in the lust thereof. You're supposed to obey the Lord. But that lust has become so prevalent that you fear not giving into it more than you fear God. It's like that that movie Venom. That movie Venom. He was with the black suit. It was stuck in it, and after a while, it started to pop out whenever it wanted to. Start to control all his mannerisms, control what he do, what he think, what he eat. After a while, he just gave into it. You know what I'm saying? It's us now. That's the same thing we do with sin. If we don't have a healthy fear of God. Get Sirach 23 and 17. Sirach 23 and verse 17. I'm gonna give y'all another example of this. When you fear and obey your lust more than you fear and obey God. Come on.
Sirach chapter 23, verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger, right? That's obeying that lust. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. Come on.
He will not leave off till he died.
The Lord said, you ain't gonna stop whoremongering, going from women to women to women. You know what I'm saying? Sister going from man to man to man until I pass judgment on you. Come on.
A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me?
Right, because it starts with the look. It starts with the look. And then you say, that look ain't satisfying my lust enough. Now I got to look at it online. And that turns to the act, right? Now, it just ain't the same. I need to feel something. Now, you're going into prostitution. It turns into porn. It turns to all type of things. Because you said, who seeth me? Man, the Lord ain't judged me yet. I still ain't catch a STD yet. I still ain't got a random kid running around here. I could keep going. This thing feel good. I'm gonna obey this lust some more. The Lord ain't touch you because he's giving you space to fix it. He giving you space to repent. Know what I'm saying? In every class, hey, I'm telling you, in every class, you could draw a parallel to your life in. You ever been watching a class and you get cut so bad? You watch a class, you get cut, and you just sit back and you look around. And Bishop know he talking to me right now. Yeah, I know I ain't the only one that got cut that bad. And you be like, now you got to wash your face, you want to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Every class you could draw a parallel from. You know what I'm saying? And it's to restill some type of fear in you. Come on, keep reading.
Sirach chapter 23, verse 18. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear?
What?
What need I to fear?
What I got to fear for? Don't nobody, the Lord can't see me right now. Don't nobody see me. I'm going to commit this act, and I'm going to show up on the Sabbath like nothing happened. Sisters too, I'm going to commit this act, and I'm going to show up on the Sabbath like nothing happened. Come on.
The Most High will not remember my sins. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men.
Such the man only fear the eyes of men. Come on.
And knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
You see that? The Lord said, I consider the most secret parts. I know everything that you're doing. But because sentence against an evil will can't execute it speedily, the mind of the Son of Man is fully set to go off. And you completely lose the fear of God. Now he got to judge you. Your second Ezra 16:67. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 67. Come on.
Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 67. Behold, God himself is the judge.
God himself is the judge. Come on.
Fear him.
Fear him. Come on.
Leave off from your sins
Uh-huh.
and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever.
He said, leave off. Don't even meddle with them. Don't leave no provision for it. You have to drive it away. You know what I'm saying? You have to completely eradicate that lust within you, so that sin won't manifest in your body. Come on.
So shall God lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble.
And if you do that, if you fear God and you don't meddle with your sins and you leave off from it, listen, I'm gonna deliver you from all trouble. I'm gonna deliver you from all trouble. But because we continue to get away with it or seemingly get away with it, we continue to commit the act. And that level of fear diminishes. Every Sabbath it diminishes. Then you start doing things completely out of character. Things you thought you would never do. Because that dread and that reverence of God is not instilled in you. Get John 12:42. John chapter 12, verse 42.
John chapter 12, verse 42. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him. But because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue.
And this is a heavy one. Some brothers fear men more than they fear God. They fear more how they're perceived rather than how the Lord perceives them. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself when you say the prayer, how does the Lord really view me? You know what I'm saying? How does he really view me? Because men could view you in high esteem, you know what I'm saying? Give you all the accolades, all the kudos, all the praise, but how does the Lord look at you? This is a question we all got to ask and all got to examine. It said, many of the chief rulers believe, but they didn't confess because they didn't want to get put out the body. Come on.
Verse 43, for they love the praise of men more than the praise of God.
You see that? And I see that. That spirit is heavy in Israel. Love the praise of men more than the praise of God. And it leads you to do things contrary than what the Bible said. When you know wrong is wrong, that's what it is. But I care so much how this brother see me, how this sister perceive me. You know what? I'm going to keep that image up. Even though back at the ranch, I'm in the midst of all type of sin. And I'm continuing in it. But as long as the people perceive me as this great, you know what I'm saying, officer, whatever, I'm good. Not knowing that your time is ticking. You on God's watch list and he waiting for you to either change it or he going to change it. Get Galatians 1 and 10. I have to speed this up. Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. Come on.
Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ.
You see that? If you look to persuade or please men, you can't serve Christ. Because you're going to overlook certain things. You're going to overlook sin. You're not going to correct certain things. And guess what? The Lord going to have to expose you. I see that a lot. Brothers feel how men perceive them, so it leads them to do things uncharacteristic, or they see blatant sin and they overshadow it, they overlook it. No, the Lord said, you fear me, you reverence me, and if it's sin, you call it out. You know what I'm saying? If it's wrong, you call it out. But we so focused on how we perceived, and by the manly eyes, who just seeing outwardly, they only seeing you a couple hours a week. You know what I'm saying? A few hours a week. They don't know the deep things that you're dealing with and battling at home. You know what I'm saying? The sins that you constantly dealing with. But when they see you, everybody be on their best behavior. At the Sabbath, everybody on their best behavior. Everybody perfect on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to maintain that image, right? That's why it's not necessarily a negative thing. You got to make sure you're around brothers and sisters. Because when you're around brothers and sisters, you ain't going to be moving the way that your lust would take you if you was by yourself. That's why it's so important to congregate. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be in the midst of all type of wicked sin, wicked thought. But when I'm with the brothers, I ain't thinking the same things like when I'm by myself. It's not happening. It's just not happening. Congregating is a defense from sin. That's why when the school open, you should be there. You know what I'm saying? No matter what class it is, holiday class, cat one-on, whatever the class, I'm trying to be there. That's another protection from sin. And it shows God that you fear him. Because you know if you by yourself, you might go off. So you got to take every provisionary measure to make sure that fear is still instilled in you. Go to let me see. Sirach 19:24. Sirach 19, verse 24. Come on.
Sirach chapter 19, verse 24. He that had small understanding and feareth God is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High.
Right, you got a small understanding, but you fear God. The Lord said, hey, you better than one that got all this wisdom, but he breaking all my laws. Or he being a hypocrite, teaching things that he ain't applying. She's teaching things she ain't applying. But if you got just a small understanding, you know what I'm saying? I might not understand the deep breakdowns and mysteries, but I know keep the Sabbath day holy. You know what I'm saying? I know where my fringe is on my shirt. I know that. I know marriage is honorable. I might not have the deepest understanding, and it's fine. Just have the understanding of how to fear God. Because if you don't, you will never be accepted with him. That's the first step, right? Go to, where we at? Let me see. 1 Samuel. I'm going to skip that. Sirach 2. Sirach chapter 2, verse 15. Sirach chapter 2, verse 15. Come on.
Sirach chapter 2, verse 15. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word.
Why you won't disobey? Because you scared. Your flesh is trembling. You know what I'm saying? You nervous to make a mistake, right? You got to have a healthy nervousness. Not so much will it consume you, because you're going to make a mistake. It shouldn't consume you, but you should have a healthy fear like, I'm mindful of how I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm mindful of what I'm saying, what I'm doing. Come on.
And they that love him will keep his ways.
And if you love him, you're going to keep his ways. Keep reading.
They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him.
If you fear God, you're going to seek what's well-pleasing. What's well-pleasing unto the Lord? Get Sirach 35 and 3, I think it is. Sirach chapter 35 and verse 3. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him. Read that.
Sirach chapter 35, verse 3. To depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Lord.
If you fear God, you're going to depart from wickedness. That's what's well-pleasing unto the Lord. Come on.
And to forsake unrighteousness is a propitiation.
Propitiation. You all right with me, right? It said to forsake unrighteousness, which is sin, is a propitiation. That's when Christ could speak on your behalf, because you said, no, don't pass judgment yet, Father. He fixed it. She fixed it. They changed it. But you ain't going to operate like that unless you got the fear of God in you. Go back to Sirach. Sirach 2 and verse 16.
Sirach chapter 2, verse 16. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him. And they that love him shall be filled with the law.
If you fear God, you love him, you're going to be filled with the law. Come on.
They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts.
You're going to prepare your mind.
And humble their souls in his sight.
And you're going to humble your soul to everything that the scriptures say. You're going to humble yourself to it. Keep reading.
Verse 18, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy.
Right. You fear the God, guess what? You're going to say, hey, now we're going to fall into the hands of the Lord. The Lord is merciful. So I'm going to fix myself. I ain't going to worry about what man could do to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fear God and do what he say. But when you don't have that fear, you start to go against that, right? Get what I'm looking at. Luke 1 and 50. Luke chapter 1, verse 50. Come on.
Luke chapter 1, verse 50. And his mercy is on them that fear him from generation to generation.
That's why Sirach said, as the majesty is, so is his mercy. He said, my mercy is on them that fear me from generation to generation. That's what my mercy is on. So if you don't fear God, you might not have as much mercy as you think you got. You know what I'm saying? You might have to do a little bit more self-evaluating and self-examination. Get Psalms 89 and verse 7. Psalms 89 and verse 7. Come on.
Psalms chapter 89 and verse 7. God is greatly to be feared in the assembly of his saints.
God is greatly to be feared in the assembly of his saints. And in every little sanctuary, God is greatly to be feared. Come on.
and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him.
In the definition of fear said dread and reverence. We supposed to have a strong respect to the Most High God. So much respect that we won't transgress what he tells us to do. But in the truth, you get a little comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I got grace, I got mercy, I got time. You don't know how much time you got. You don't know how, because guess what? Every day your report is going up. Every day your report is going up. Every day your report is going up. And the Lord might say, you got a pattern in this, right? Okay. Car crash. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to imagine how the judgment get passed. You know what I'm saying? The Lord just sitting on his throne, angels coming up, you know what I'm saying? Reading the reports. Lord just ignoring it. Or he you know what I'm saying? Act like he ignored it. Give my spirit back. You know what I'm saying? I'll be thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? It's Proverbs 14, 26. You're almost done. Proverbs 14, 26.
Proverbs chapter 14, verse 26. In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence.
The fear of the Lord is strong confidence. That's why you could see sin on certain people sometimes. You come in, their whole countenance different. You all right? Yeah, I'm good. You all right? All praise. It's something wrong with you. We can see it in your spirit. You know what I'm saying? When you got strong confidence, you come to the Sabbath on 100. You know what I'm saying? Because you know your conscience is clear. You know throughout the course of the week, you was doing what you was supposed to be doing. Come on.
In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge.
And your children shall have a place of refuge. Come on.
The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death.
The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to depart from the snares, the traps of death. Your fear will allow you to escape death in certain situations. I'm going to show y'all an example. This is Susanna 1. Bishop brought this out. He broke down the whole chapter. Make sure y'all check it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to pick a couple pieces from it. It said the fear of the Lord is the fountain of life to depart from the snares of death. It's Susanna chapter 1 and verse 1. Yeah. Come on.
The history of Susanna, verse 1. There dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, a very fair woman, and one that feareth the Lord.
Fear the Lord, come on.
Her parents also were righteous, and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses.
And they taught the daughter according to the law of Moses. Jump down to verse 20. Just hitting the key points.
Verse 20, behold, the garden doors are shut.
These are when the wicked elders came and tried to trap her up so she would lie with them. Come on.
That no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore, consent unto us and lie with us.
That's that Romans 6. That sin having the dominion over you and you obeying it to your lust. Come on.
If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee.
He said, we going to lie on you. Come on.
That a young man was with thee.
Read.
And therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me.
She said, if I lay with them, I'm going to die. I'm going to get put to death. Come on.
And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hand.
And if I don't do it, I'm going to die. Come on.
It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord.
Susanna had some fear to the Lord. These are some of the parallels we got to draw and apply when our number is called. When that lust tries to when that lust tries to reign over you and make you obey it, we got to draw reflections to how did Susanna move? How did some of our forefathers move when they was tried? Did they keep their fear, or did they allow the fear of men or what could happen to them override their fear of God? It can't be the opposite. We have to allow our fear of God. I'd rather fall into God's hands than man's hands, because God will cut my spirit off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, where we at? Oh, man. Sheesh. Get 2 Maccabees 6. I have to cut a lot of this. 2 Maccabees 6 and verse 30. Going into Eleazar. Come on.
2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 30. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord, that hath the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death,
Because they gave him an out. They gave him out. Come on.
I now endure sore pains in the body by being beaten.
He was so resolved in him not to eat pork that he said, I'm going to endure these pains and I'm going to die by it. Something as small as that. Something as small as that. Come on.
But in my soul am well content to suffer these things.
He said, I'll suffer for pork, for not eating it. Because it's not a small thing. Come on.
Because I fear him.
He said, I fear him. So go ahead and torture me. Do what you got to do. But I fear the Most High God. Eleazar was a notable example that we supposed to draw parallels when our time comes. And brothers and sisters, our time will come. Things are ramping up. Get Genesis 22. Genesis chapter 22. These are forefathers who feared God and they displayed it in the heat of the moment when it was necessary, not after the fact, after the judgment them passed. Now I fear God. No, in the heat of the moment, their fear towards God drove away their sin. And they might have suffered, but guess what? They're going to receive the kingdom. They're going to receive a glorious kingdom for suffering from the word. That's the same thing we're going to have to do. Come on. Genesis 22 and I ain't give you a verse, huh? Verse 1.
Genesis chapter 22, verse 1. And it came to
verse 2.
Verse 2. And he said, take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah.
Right. So I'm trying to speed through this, right? Abraham was tested by the Most High. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to see if Abraham really feared him or not. He said, take your son, offer him as a sacrifice. Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6. And Abraham took the wood of burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together.
So he told all of them, hey, y'all fall back. I'm going to take Isaac. I'm going to take the wood. I got some fire to light the way, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to take a knife with me. Come on.
And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I, my son. And he said, behold, the fire and the wood.
So Isaac was like, hey, Pops, I see the fire. I see the wood too. Come on.
But where is the lamb for a burnt offering?
Where the burnt offering at? You know what I'm saying? You know, kids are smart. They put things together real quick. Come on.
And Abraham said, my son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering.
Come on.
So they went both of them together.
Abraham, hey, the Lord gonna provide. Come on.
Verse 9, and they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order.
So Abraham got the wood in order. Come on.
And bound Isaac his son.
And then he tied up his son. Come on.
And laid him on the altar upon the wood.
When I read this, I always wonder what was Isaac saying. You know what I'm saying? I know he wasn't just quiet. He like, Pop, Dad, Abba, Dad, what are you doing? Where's the lamb? Father. I can imagine what Isaac was saying right there. I know he wasn't just quiet. You can't tell me he was quiet. You know what I'm saying? He know the order. He know the routine. He like, I'm a burnt offering. Father, you good? Hey, Dad. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Verse 10, and Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
Isaac was probably screaming, hey, Pops, Dad. Abraham like this. He like, Dad, no. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. Keep reading.
And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here am I. And he said, lay not thy hand upon the lad.
Isaac probably crying, you know what I'm saying? Sweating, nervous, come on.
Neither do thou anything unto him, for now I know that thou fearest God.
He said, now I know that you fear me. You about to give up your only son. That's a crazy test. But in the heat of the moment, Abraham showed that he feared the Lord. He ain't had the father have to ask him, where's my fear? Abraham had it. These the parallels we got to draw to when our number is called, because our number will be called, brothers and sisters. Is your fear or fear towards men going to overshadow your fear to God? Or is your fear to God going to cause you to endure all things knowing that his mercy endureth forever? He's a just God. Come on, keep reading. Finish it up.
Seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me.
How many of y'all would raise up to kill your only kid because the Lord told you to do it nowadays? I know the sisters ain't gonna do it. Sisters gonna give up the ghost. Not my baby. Not my baby. But Lord, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we got to draw parallels and build our spirit to be like our forefathers and our foremothers. When our number is called, I fear the Lord should override everything. Get Sirach 27:3. We almost done. A few more scriptures. Sirach chapter 27 and verse 3.
Sirach chapter 27, verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown.
We have to hold ourselves diligently in the fear of the Lord. Diligently, not making no provisions. Every little thing we should be, okay, I messed up here, I did it. No, let me fix it, let me correct it, let me fast, let me get my spirit right. It said, if not, your whole house going to be overthrown, just like Korah and them. Their whole house got overthrown. Because they didn't keep themselves diligently in the fear of the Lord. And guess what? In the truth, it's hard to do that through the course in the process of years. Years. Your zeal start to diminish. Your fear start to diminish. Your motivation start to diminish. You got to rekindle that. You got to rekindle that. Keep reading. Is more on that? Or that it? 2 Corinthians 7 and 1. 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 1. Come on.
Second Corinthians chapter 7, verse 1. Having therefore these promises.
What promises we got, bro? We got promises to rule the whole earth with a rod of iron. To never work again, never cry, never want anything. To wake up and just not want nothing is a crazy spirit. I can't even imagine that. Just wake up and you don't want nothing. Everything is there. We got these promises. Come on.
Having therefore these promises, dearly beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of the flesh and spirit.
We got to cleanse ourselves every Sabbath, every day with the word of God. We got to cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of our flesh and our spirit that's tugging away, trying to get us to do its will. Come on.
Perfecting holiness in the fear of God.
And we perfect our holiness in the fear of God. We cleanse ourselves, then we perfect our holiness by fearing the Most High God. Get Sirach 18:27. Sirach chapter 18, verse 27. Come on.
Sirach chapter 18, verse 27. A wise man will fear in everything.
A wise man gonna fear in everything. Everything. Every little mistake, back to the drum board. Everything you gonna fear in. Not just some of the more prevalent sins, even the small things that a brother or sister might know you involved in. That evil thought that you had to that brother or sister, you got to be fearing in everything. You know what I'm saying? That murmuring that you did against the leadership, you got to fear in everything. Just know, every day could be your day when the Lord say, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. Now I got to pass my judgment upon you. You never know. Keep reading. Read it again.
A wise man will fear in everything. And in the day of sinning, he will beware of offense. But a fool will not observe time.
Well, the fool ain't going to worry about it. Hey, his mercies is great. I'll be okay. He's my propitiation. You know what I'm saying? He's my mercy. I'm good. A fool going to think like that, but we can't think like that. And we won't think like that, especially as the contractions start to increase. You know what I'm saying? The Lord start touching the earth a little bit more. It's going to get close to us. Right now, all these things happen, and it ain't really affecting us like that. We go to work. You know what I'm saying? We pay the bills. We got the food. We ain't really get touched like that yet. So we got to make sure we perfecting holiness in the fear of God, fearing in everything. Come on. Proverbs 28:14. Proverbs 28 and 14. Proverbs 28, 14.
Proverbs chapter 28, verse 14. Happy is the man that feareth always.
Happy is the man that fears always, because your conscience is going to be cleansed. You ain't going to be looking over your shoulder for some type of judgment, for some sin that you committed a couple months ago, but nothing happened to you about it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be happy. Happy is the man that fear always.
But he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief.
You harden your heart because that judgment ain't executed speedily. You know what I'm saying? It said you're going to fall into some type of mischief. We have to make sure we're applying the first part of the verse rather than the latter part of the verse. We should be happy because we know we fear God, and that fear has kept us from doing certain things contrary than what the Lord tells us not to do. You know what I'm saying? Go to Sirach 10 and 19, last two precepts. Sirach chapter 10, verse 19. Come on.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 19. They that fear the Lord are a sure seed.
They that fear the Lord are a sure seed. Come on.
And they that love him is an honorable plant.
Come on.
They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed.
If you don't regard the laws, you dishonorable seed. You ain't a sure seed. Come on.
They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed.
Are deceivable seed. Keep reading.
Among brethren, he that is chief is honorable.
Among brothers, the ones that's chief, he's the honorable man, right? And rightfully so in most cases. But among brethren, he that is chief, he gets the honor. Come on.
So are they that fear the Lord in his eyes.
But in the eyesight of God, the one that fear me, that's the one who's honorable. You want to make sure you fall into these categories. Come on.
Verse 21, the fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority.
You fear God, he going to promote you. He going to get you some rank. He going to get you some rank. But guess what? You better make sure you maintaining that fear of the Lord. Or what? Keep reading.
But roughness and pride is the losing thereof.
When you start to fear yourself, you start to lose that fear, that zeal that you moved when you first got the position. Start to get a little relaxed and comfortable. Well, say, now I got to take away your position. Go back to the drawing board and reinstill that fear that you had when I gave you authority in the first place. Keep reading.
Whether he be rich, noble, or poor, their glory is in the fear of the Lord.
Whether you rich, you noble, whether you poor and broke, your glory is that you fear God. That's a glorious thing. Don't worry about how man perceive you. Don't worry about how your sin is trying to reign over you. Your glory is that you fear God in everything. Come on, keep reading.
Verse 23, it is not meet to despise the poor man that hath understanding.
Because in Sirach 19 it said what? He'd have little understanding and fear of God. It's better than him to have much understanding and transgress the commandments. Come on.
Neither is it convenient to magnify a sinful man.
It ain't convenient to magnify a sinful man. But if you fear God, if you fear men more than God, you will magnify a sinful man. Come on, keep reading.
Verse 24, great men and judges
and potentates.
Potentates.
Potentate is like a chief ruler, like the head of state, like the president. Come on.
Shall be honored.
Those men gonna get honored. Great men, judges, potentate, they gonna get honored. Come on.
Yet is there none of them greater than he that feareth the Lord.
But none of those men are greater than the ones that fear God. Who the ones that know how to fear God? Us that came into this truth. The one who the promises are made to. The Lord showed us how to fear him. And no matter what they rank or status or whatever it is, they not greater than us because they don't have the fear of the Lord. We have the fear of the Lord. In the eyesight of God, we greater than all these politicians, all these athletes. That's why he said, I chose the base things of the earth. Because the base things of the earth, we're going to come into this truth, learn God, and fear God until he returns and after he returns. Last scripture, Sirach 23, verse 27. Sirach chapter 23, verse 27. Come on.
Sirach chapter 23, verse 27. And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than to fear the Lord.
It's nothing better in your life that you could be doing or want to do than fearing God. It's nothing better than to fear God. Come on, keep reading.
And that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord.
You see that thing right there? That's right. I like that precept right there. It's nothing better than to fear God and nothing sweeter than to take heed to the commandments. So, brothers and sisters, Lord's will, y'all got something from this class. Lord's will, y'all can examine yourself. Lord's will, pray that the Lord increase your fear. You know what I'm saying? Fear in everything. Because in doing that, you're going to get the kingdom of heaven. You're going to get the promises. It's nothing better than to fear the Most High God. All right? Hey, I'm Officer Nehemiah. Lord's will, y'all got something from this class. Hey, shalom. Most High in Christ bless.